Hello, Sadness, my old friend. Little Francesca the Fiat here, the 1250. Yeah, I've been making it more better. You haven't seen that. You know, I couldn't stand that yellow on the rims anymore. So I've just been kind of going along as I go and making it not that way. And it was really starting to shape up to be a very nice little thing. Until today, when I wanted to use it to run that hay tedder, and she won't start. I mean, it was sounding very sick when I tried to start it, and now it just won't run at all. So I guess we're going to try to figure out what's going on right after this. Welcome back, friends. Freddie's little girlfriend here, Francesca the Fiat, is not wanting to play ball. And just by doing that right there, turning it by hand, I can tell you that it is most likely a starter problem because it sounded like it was still holding on and not letting loose. This is obviously a replacement starter because the original would have been 24 volt and this is 12 volt. And everything was going grand until just a little bit ago. We're gonna try it again, but I don't have high hopes for anything, so we'll see what happens. Nothing. Like zero. Clickety clickety clack. I don't believe that it is a battery problem, although we can try that. We tried it earlier with this jump pack and it made like zero difference. So I don't think that it is, but we'll give it one more go before we start pulling things apart, just because it's going to be easier. 12.2. Consequently, my brand new jump pack thing, the knob is breaking, so that's making things inconvenient. See what happens here. Still nothing. So we're gonna have to get us a new knob for that somehow. That kind of sucks because that's brand new. So it looks to me, friends, like we're pulling the starter. And I can't remember. I'm hoping it's only 2 bolts. But if I remember right, the trouble that befalls us is you can't get in there with anything other than an open end wrench, and that is sadness. But we got to do it, because what good is this little feller, or fellette, I guess, this little Francesca the Fiat? I'm trying to get that to stick in my brain. Yeah, it's no good without a starter, and it purrs like a little kitty. So we need to get it more better. So I guess I'll grab some tools and we'll see what we can make happen. Sure. Life just is not panning out for me today. I'm afraid, well, I know for one thing that's going to happen is you're going to shut off because it's going to be too hot before too long. The second problem is I cannot find the 3/4 offset wrench, and I just had that not long ago at all, and I'm having trouble remembering where that was, and I don't think this thing is going to be up for the challenge of what I want to do. It might be if a guy could get to it, but then also we need to shut off the power, or we will have very much sadness as we arc out and burn to the ground. All right, Francesca, let's get going. I found the wrenches. I remembered now. We had them for that hydraulic cylinder of sadness on the old planter. Sure would be nice to not be in the direct sunlight, but that ship sailed, so you don't have us a choice. It figures that once we get the tractor running good, the starter would quit, you know? hope the local starter shop will look at this and be like, easy fix. But I'm going to tear it apart first because I want to see if it's just some sadness that I can correct, or whether it's sadness that's too far sadness and can't be fixed with thoughts and prayers. I just knew if we made this tractor too nice that more stuff would quit working. And sure enough, here we are. I mean, this worked perfectly before, and now it don't work at all, because it's gonna be probably a half a turn at a time on this top one. The top one is the sadness of sad. See, that ain't gonna fly. It takes the offset wrench down in this hole, and it takes like, you can't get it in one good bite. You gotta kind of turn the wrench. Oh, Francesca, we were doing so good. We were just about to introduce you to Freddie. And now we're stuck with this kind of stuff. I mean, that's nuts. I can hear that. I can hear that starter dragging still. So there's something has malfunctioned pretty badly. Oh, can we not get it out of here with the governor on? I can't remember. There we go. No, I think we're golden with engine. We just have very much sadness with starter. Let's take it in the shed, starter that is, and see what we can't figure out. All right, I don't know if it will live 50 cc's of spaghetti. Stat. Well, that's a kick in the old Knutson. Why does the starter run here, but it wouldn't run on the tractor other than click? Was it just stuck? Is it not kicking out the Bendix all the way? Perhaps if I didn't lay it on here like a dum-dum, I could... Seriously? What could possibly be our issue? I mean, that don't sound good there. That's kind of similar to a noise that it was making, but I don't think that would prevent it from going. Just seriously, I guess I'm gonna put the whole thing back on and try it again and see if it'll go. But she sure goes on the bucket here. On the tractor, all it did is click. I mean, it feels good. It doesn't feel like there's any spring damage or, you know, anything such as this. It kicked the gear out and it retracted. Huh. That's odd. That's very odd. Well, I might run the wire wheel around here to make sure it's getting a good ground. But other than that, I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see the need to even tear it apart because it's running, isn't it? Should we take the band off whilst we're here? I know that's going to be sadness if we do, because I'm sure it'll never ever go back together as nice as it is. But if we pull this band off and pieces come out, then, you know, we know something's up. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be just fine. Sure. It's got all kinds of crud in the threads now. Thought maybe it would get it loose enough that it would just slide off the edge, but I don't guess I'd get that lucky with it. It's gonna make me go all the way off of there, probably. Nice rubber band around there. All right. It doesn't look bad. It looks clean. I don't see sadness coming out. Boys, I just don't see the reason to take that any farther apart right now. It looks fine. Maybe just for some stupid reason the Bendix got hung up and it wouldn't play ball. I mean, it's got a little bit of schmutz in there, but nothing out of the ordinary. We might hit it with some of nature's little wonder here. Synchloro limpadidor, otherwise known as Mexican brake clean. Okay, fatness. Squeeze through here. Let's try it again. We'll put her back on. And if that don't pan out, then I guess I'll have to either order a different one or take it in. But I don't see what, you know, the teeth look kind of, I don't know, to me they look like they got a little bit of a notch out of them. And I wonder if that's by design to help it get in there, or if somebody just modified this starter and this isn't really what this should have. I don't know. But I know one thing. I like boobs. Well, yeah, but that's not anything what we're talking about. So, anyway, let's put this starter back on. Yep. It would be real handy if I could turn it by hand all the way to the last couple turns, because you can't really get in there very good. Very good-ish. Maybe it's getting weak and it's just too weak to turn the motor. And I have had the Charles City tractors already get where the starter kind of locks up and you got to rock it back and forth to get it to go. But this didn't really act like that. This acted like sadness was afoot. I hope this fixes it. I hope just looking at it, spraying it with the Mexican brake clean was all it took. However, we got to get it out of the way because we got other stuff to work on of other people's that has to be worked on. So we got to get it done. Out of the way for now. Put it to the side and come back to it at a later time. That's just the good thing, right thing to do. Oh, what did Ross just do that was dumb? Not put the battery cable on. That was pretty dumb. This better fix you up, little Francesca. Now I just dropped the the nut that was on here. So now I get to play search for that, because it is a unique thread, I'm sure. Like everything on this. That's why this is not the place to work on it, but that's where she's sitting, so I gotta do what I got to do. All right, little Franny, here we go. I'll turn the battery back on, and you better pasta salad yourself right to life. I worked pretty hard bringing you back from the dead, and I don't want sadness. Come on, baby doll. Still nothing. That is enough to make you say Knudsen. I mean, what could possibly be your problem? The motor turns over, the starter turns over. All right, a viewer asked about, or somebody asked about this test light thing, and a viewer sent it to me. It shows the voltage, 12.1 right there, which should be enough to say we got full battery. Now I wonder if I would take it to this and I would touch it to the ground. It shows we got ground, but it doesn't say like a negative number. It shows ground there. Okay, so not that is a problem. All right, one more go. That should be plenty. And still nothing. Well, friends, I think I'm hosed. I mean, I don't know what else to say or do. I'm over it. I don't know why things don't want to go my way here, but I guess I'm going to either be, yeah, see, I can turn it that way. Now it's free again. You can tell that the starter must have been hitting, but there's no reason why it shouldn't work. Yes, donkeys. Okay, we're hosed. I guess what is going to happen is I'll take her back off, and then we will do our thing, you know. I mean, it's been excellent. It fires up every time. It's just been a decent little tractor that's on its way to being useful. But I guess it finally decided enough was enough. I'll probably take this one to the shop and let them try to rebuild it, or see what they can find. And then I'll probably end up ordering a new one anyway, so that I got a spare. But I try to do that with everything I own, which may sound foolish, but there's been a lot of times when it was awfully nice to just go grab, you know, go grab the other starter and swap. I just can't believe it. It's amazing how life can kick a man when he's down. Repeatedly. Again and again. Until he's all bruised and bloody. And thinking about laying in the road, you know? But life doesn't stop there. It just keeps on going. When you hit rock bottom, life hands you a shovel and to start digging. I just did this and now I don't even remember how it went. So, nice job to me. Maybe the solenoid is garbage. And maybe, I don't even know how you take that off of that one. Those 4 bolts maybe. Maybe before we take it, maybe before we do it that way, again, now that I've done it, pretty well loosened everything, maybe we should try to take the solenoid loose. and see what is in there. I mean, we can't really have heard it much more than, but you would think that it would finally just spin instead of just click. Maybe the solenoid doesn't have enough juice to make her go. But I'm guessing the starter ain't A1, considering it's got somebody's silicone on the, yeah, that's what my guess is. I don't know. What would make me think that, you know? We're going to also struggle all along life's way, like there. We need an extension, which we didn't bring. It's in the shed. We have to hurry because I gotta leave, and when I get back it's gonna be dark, so that won't do us any good. So but I'm guessing you take these 4 loose, and then you take the other 2 loose later, because it looks to me like this is like a 90-degree adapter, and you can't get to the 2 bottom bolts for the solenoid unless you take this loose. It's just funny that it never before today gave any signs that sadness was befalling it. Okay, there we might have found something, because dust is coming out. See, that acts like it's all the way in. If I clamp these 2 here, and I clamp this one to the body of this, when I turn the knob, this should go together. And it does, with vigor. So I'm not thinking that's the problem. I'm thinking it's an internal something or other, because I think here it's already pulled it back. And then okay, we're quickly going to try this. Will it crank? Nope. No crankage here. And if I touch that, it doesn't matter if the, I mean, it should be doing something right now, and it's not. It's doing nothing. So, to me, that says that there is a problem in the motor part itself and not in the solenoid, because the solenoid did pull itself back. It just didn't spin. So, I guess I'm gonna have to do some research. Okay, we're gonna try to take it apart, which is probably a bad decision. But, again, that doesn't look bad, per se. Let's pull the armature out. It is kind of rusty. Maybe that's could potentially be our issue. Oh, I bet there's something else to this. I bet you gotta take this out. The throwout piece though is working. I don't know what I'm doing as far as where the pieces go, and now I have no idea how I'll get it ever put back together. Oh, that's how it works. It's kind of not that good or dirty-ish. How did that thing go? Well, it went in there like that. So I'm gonna have to remember that. What's this look like inside? Kind of dirty, but it just doesn't look that bad. I'm gonna try to find me a different one, I think, and I'll clean this one up and we'll try it again, but it just looks to me like it's had some issues on it. That stuff, to me, I think that should be straight, and it looks to me like it's been smushed in places. There's some rust there. So I don't know that this is a salvageable thing. Could be, but at any rate, it's going to be more involved than the time I've got right now, so I'm going to have to call this video here. Sadly, we did not get little Francesca to run again, but such is life. Hopefully we can get it in the next one. Do you enjoy seeing a basic white man in his middle 30s struggling at life? If so, hit that thumbs up and leave us a comment, because all of that stuff is supposed to help us out and grow the channel, and we can keep making more stuff like what you just saw. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.